Carmine from Algiers Regional Library. Thanks for stopping by for Storytime today. Remember, you can find all of our virtual programs at our website, nolalibrary.org. Today's theme is Aesop's Fables, and we're going to be sharing some stories, songs, and rhymes, all taken from these stories. Before we get started, let's go ahead and sing a welcome song to welcome you to Storytime today. It's a pretty easy one to pick up if you don't already know it. It's a song by Ella Jenkins, and it goes like this. Hello, 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 how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. All right, join in with me. Hello, 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 how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. All right, who was Aesop? Well, we don't actually know that much about him. Scholars aren't super sure where he came from, but we know that he lived in ancient Greece, and legend has it he was somebody who was born enslaved, but was eventually set free for his wisdom and cleverness. His stories are so good that people have been telling them continually for over 2,500 years. The library has lots and lots of books, so if you're interested in these stories, you can come find some more. Today, I'm going to tell you 3 stories so that you can pass them on to somebody that you know. Are you ready? The Fox and the Crow. Once upon a time, there was a fox who was out on a morning walk when he spotted up in a tree on a high branch a crow with a piece of delicious-looking cheese in her mouth. Immediately, the fox began to think how he could get a hold of that cheese. So he walked over and he stood right underneath the branch where the crow was perched. And he called up to her, oh my, what a beautiful bird you are. Why, your feathers are so shiny and your eyes are so bright. Now the crow just looked down at the fox, and she didn't say anything, but eyed him suspiciously. So the fox continued, oh, I've never seen a bird as perfect as you. Really, those wings are magnificent, so glossy and black. Oh, they just shine in the sunlight. Oh, I wish I could hear your voice. I'm sure that a bird as beautiful as you must have the most beautiful song of all the birds. Why, if your song is as lovely as the rest of you, you must be the queen of all birds. Well, friends, do you think that this crow is going to sing? She thought about it for a couple minutes, but she was so pleased by all this praise, so much so that she forgot her suspicions. She opened her beak to sing, caw, caw, and out dropped the cheese straight into the waiting mouth of the fox, who swallowed it with a single gulp. Chomp! Well, you can sing, I see, said the fox, but you certainly don't have any brains. So as a thank you for that delicious snack, I will leave you with these words of advice. Never trust a flatterer. And off he went. Do you know this word, flatterer? A flatterer is someone who gives too much praise and compliments, and it usually is not honest praise. So watch out for those clever foxes. Okay, now we're going to play a rhyming game. A rhyme is when 2 words sound the same at the end, like the words moon and spoon or bat and cat. So this is a song about animals, and we're going to think of different animals and see if we can come up with a rhyme to match that animal. And it can be really helpful for kids to sing rhyming songs and read rhyming books because it helps them hear the individual parts of sounds that make up words, and this is really helpful for when you start reading later. The name of this song is A Hunting We Will Go, And we're going to start with Mr. Fox, because we just heard a story about a clever fox who tricked a crow. And it goes like this. Hunting we will go, hunting we will go. We'll catch a fox and put him in a box, and then we'll let him go. All right, our next animal here is a bear. Why don't you think of a word that rhymes with bear? Your word might be different than the word I thought of, and that's okay. It goes like this. Hunting we will go, hunting we will go. We'll catch a bear and comb his hair, and then we'll let him go. Hunting we will go, hunting we will go. We'll catch a giraffe and make him laugh, and then we'll let him go. Hunting we will go, hunting we will go. We'll catch a fish and put him on a dish, and then we'll let him go. And you can keep going and make up more verses to that song with your grown-up at home. You can try thinking of different animals and rhymes that go with them, and then just drop them right into that song and see how many you can come up with. Our next story today is The Grasshopper and the Ant. One warm summer day, Grasshopper was playing music and making merry and singing and dancing when he saw an ant walking along, struggling to carry a kernel of corn on her back. And Grasshopper called out, "Hey, ant, why are you working so hard? Come sing and dance and make merry with me." "Well, Grasshopper, we're gathering food for winter time and storing it away. You should be gathering food too." "Oh, winter," said Grasshopper. "That's a long ways away yet, and there's still plenty of food and plenty of time to gather." And so he went back to playing music, and the ant went back to gathering food and storing it away deep underground. Well, then winter came, sudden and hard. And it was so cold, and the food was all gone. Grasshopper couldn't find anything to eat. He was so hungry that he went and he knocked at the door at Ant's house. "Oh, please, Ant, please can I have something to eat? I'm awfully hungry." And the ant said, "Well, I remember you played music all summer, so I guess you can dance all winter. Remember, Grasshopper, there's a time for work and a time for play. It's best to plan ahead." And that is the tale of the grasshopper and the ant. And Grasshopper's right. It is a good idea to plan ahead. But I like to think that there's a version where Grasshopper plays music for the ants during the long, cold days of winter to cheer them up in exchange for a nice meal. We're going to sing an Old English rhyme called Little Arabella Miller. And this is a really fun tickle rhyme. So if you have a baby in your house, you might want to try singing this song for them. It goes like this. Little Arabella Miller found a woolly caterpillar. First it crawled upon her mother, then upon her baby brother. All said, "Arabella Miller, take away this caterpillar." Little Arabella Miller found another caterpillar. First it crawled upon her brother, then upon her dear grandmother. Gran said, "Arabella Miller, how I love your caterpillar." That's it. Our last story today is called The North Wind and the Sun, and it takes place on a day long ago when the north wind and the sun got into an argument. And they were arguing about which of the two of them was the strongest and most powerful. So they decided that they would have a contest to decide who is the strongest and most powerful. So they looked down, and while they were looking down, they noticed a traveler walking along wearing a cloak. And the son said, "Aha, I have an idea. How about the one of us who can get that traveler to take off his cloak? They are the most powerful." And the North Wind quickly agreed. "No problem," he said. "I'll go first. Watch out. Stand back." And so he blew his icy breath as strong as he could down toward the traveler. But that only made the traveler clutch his cloak tightly to him and hold it at the neck. And the wind blew as strong as he could with his icy, icy gusts. But eventually he gave up. It's impossible to blow that cloak off. The sun just smiled. Now it was her turn. All she did was begin to shine her gentle beams down at the earth. The air warmed, and it turned into a beautiful sunny day. The traveler slowly loosened his cloak, and as the day grew warmer and warmer, he eventually removed it all together and tucked it under his arm to carry. So the sun turned to the North Wind, and she said, "You see? People respond better to kindness and gentle persuasion rather than brute force." And I think that's a lesson that's still good 2,500 years later. In honor of the sweet and gentle sun from the story The North Wind and the Sun, we're going to sing the chorus to one of our state songs, "You Are My Sunshine." You might already know the words, but if you don't, we'll sing it all together once, and then I'll make the music on my clarinet for you to sing along with, and then we'll sing it a third time. So you'll have lots of chances to practice. It goes like this. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. All right, are you ready to try and sing it while I play? All right, let's give it a shot. Sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Thanks for coming to today's story time. I really hope you enjoyed the stories, and I hope that you'll enjoy telling those stories to somebody else that you know. If you want to keep playing today's story time, a couple ideas are you could try dressing up in some togas made out of your bed sheets and maybe kind of taking on sort of a Greek look today and then telling stories to one another. Or you could get some stuffed animals and put on a puppet show of one of your favorite stories. If you're looking for some more Aesop's Fables to hear, there are many available for checkout at your local library. You just have to place a hold. I'd love to tell you about a few of them. And remember, we even have more available to listen to on audiobook, to read or watch, available from Overdrive and Hoopla for free with your New Orleans Public Library card. For example, this DVD is available, you could place it on hold, or you could stream it from Hoopla, again with a New Orleans Public Library card. 5 Fables, these are 5 Aesop's Fables that have been adapted by Nobel Prize winning Irish poet Seamus Heaney, and then put to some really, really cool animation. So that's one that you might want to check out. For book collections, we have a brand new book called The Fabled Life of Aesop. and this is by Ian Lendler and illustrated by Caldecott Honor winner Pamela Zagorensky. The interesting thing about this book is it's actually about Aesop and kind of what we know about his life, and then it includes some of the stories that he told. And of course, the illustrations here are beautiful. For example, here's one of the stories we heard today, the crow and the fox is getting her cheese right there. So again, that's Fabled Life of Aesop by Ian Lendler. Another one with beautiful illustrations is this great collection of Aesop's Fables by Jerry Pinckney, who is a Caldecott winning illustrator. There, of course, is our friend the Grasshopper from The Grasshopper and the Mice. And this is a really big collection, all with Jerry Pinckney's gorgeous watercolors. He also did several standalone picture books that are based on Aesop's Fables, including one of the ones that won him the Caldecott, which is The Lion and the Mouse. The cool thing about this book is it's a wordless picture book, so the story is told entirely through the pictures. Very cool. Come check that one out. And the last one I want to tell you about is Aesop's Fables by South African storyteller Beverly Naidu and illustrated by South African illustrator Pete Grobler. This is a really cool combination. I love when these two put books out together. These are over a dozen of the popular Aesop's Fables, but they all have a slightly African flair. Some of the animals have been swapped out for animals that you would find in South Africa. Very cool version. I highly recommend you come check this one out. Aesop's Fables by Beverly Naidu. And to say goodbye, let's go ahead and make crackers, and we're gonna make some pretend crackers and make a big pretend mess by smashing them together and watching the little crumbs fall out. So it goes like this. Oh, crackers and crumbs, crackers and crumbs. Show me your fingers, show me your thumbs. Show me your eyes, show me your ears, and you'll all grow big in the next 10 years. Hope you had fun today, and stop by for more story times with us soon at nolalibrary.org.